That's right, a lot on the line here with this last game of the night, Game 3 between Evil Geniuses and EHOME. But I'm sure both teams experienced enough that they're not going to rotate the courier in until it's flying. So instead, AUI is actually going to head up to the top lane here. The charge is coming in on DDC. They're really wanting to fight this one. AUI goes onto ROTK. They're trying to threaten both of these heroes at the same time. ROTK does not have a charge here, and for another 5 seconds puts himself in the trees, but PPD locked on, gets that first blood, and now maybe they're going to go for a second one. DDC does not have his Arctic burn anymore. AUI is searching for that opening. Evil Geniuses are a bit low. AUI going for it now. Starts the right-click battle. They also have the Spirit Breaker illusion that's coming in. DDC frantically trying to eat through the trees, but doesn't have enough. Cold Embrace is popped, and AUI realizes now is the time to retreat. With the Cold Embrace there, DDC bought himself enough time. Evil Genius is very content to just sit back and take more of a farm lead over EHOME at this point. Bottom lane, they're actually trying to go on Bottom. Looks like that wall actually missed out on its opportunity. And Voodoo Restoration quickly getting Lanham back up. Now, in these sort of situations, there's two conflicting builds on a Witch Doctor. Sometimes you go for the maxed out Voodoo Restoration. Sometimes you go for the Maledict. In this game, what is Lanham's best choice? Because it seems
if they don't actually have the best ways to kill him, the Winter's Curse is going to have to go off with 2 or 3 heroes near him for it to actually work.
RTK is going to be spotted out by Samael, and nice shackle shot. Going to be able to snag RTK. He still has the opportunity to pop that ultimate. He's going to try and beat Samael in as much as possible, and then pop it, but it's not necessary. The charge is also coming out from PPD. YJ only sitting at 3,100. This is because the constant pressure of that double ion shell really limiting how much CES he's able to get underneath that tower.
Yeah, the reason they did that is because they wanted to go for the dual lane to secure ROTK getting a level 6 at a decent time. And we saw this in the first game, right? This is what EHOME like to do. They want to go for the gank at top and then immediately pressure the tower.
They have the charge onto ROTK. He also still has his ultimate, but he's hit by the charge. Now the shackle shot latches, and RTK's done for, but so too does the Razor Fall. Evil Geniuses were not expecting this many heroes. EHOME clean up 2 for 1. Samael, he's got to be careful here. He does have 17 wand charges, and maybe just trying to bait EHOME into a bad situation. Another lance comes out, but Samael is going to be fine. EHOME back up, contenting themselves.
EHOME can come in from, you never really know. The rotations are a lot easier, and by sending one of the supports down, EG have demonstrated they want to go for this tower. Here we go.
They found DDC. He's tracked up, so even if he can't fly over the trees, well, the shackle shot didn't actually land. DDC, though, is still kind of stuck here. Vacuum not able to land, but the power shot will now open the way for Evil Geniuses to claim that kill. Got some incredibly stat-heavy heroes on EG. They're going to go for Fear here in the top lane. CTY making a large charge, but will still be able to get out ahead of the counter charge from PPD.
Yeah, that was a little bit too
Samael latched it. Lanham in some trouble, is going to go down to straight up focus fire. DDC is here, but chooses not to pop the Winter's Curse. Does have that kind of passive pressure, really limiting your options and how forward you want to play this. CTY is looking for an opening here in the middle lane. RTK and DDC both ready to fly over the cliff and engage on Evil Geniuses. Samael, are they going to be baited into this here? One glyph goes off, and sure enough, here comes the Winter's Curse on its way. Going to be laid down on Samael. Perfect timing now. ROTK ready to go with the Supernova. There goes a nice vacuum wall combination. CTY is actually going to be forced back. Samael may go down to the Maledict, but it doesn't seem to be enough damage. RTK's egg explodes, but none of EG are caught by that one, and that tower actually goes the way of EG. Creeps took it out.
To cast all of his abilities. He's TPing down right now, and he already only has enough mana for the Supernova. So by going for this, it kind of shows that they do want to get into fights.
Nice pickup here. YJ's going to be targeted by Samael, trying to burst him down ahead of that doppelganger. At the same time, Spirit Breaker does go down to the Witch Doctor. YJ still going to be run down by Samael. That's a huge trade-off. Evil Genius is happy with that exchange so far. They're going to look for more. Shackle shot goes out. CTY managed to bounce himself far enough back that EG will not pursue, particularly with the Fire Spirits on him, but still they traded their hard 5 for a 1-position Phantom Lancer. Evil Genius is now going to go for that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane.
And usually you're really afraid of the PL at this point in the game because he hasn't been touched, but these ganks, once in a while, are just keeping him on his toes. He doesn't really want to commit for anything, and Samael focus firing down this tower. This tier 2 is going to open up a lot. It's going to be hard for them to
Whoa,
rush.
Blink forward, he grabbed ROTK. There goes the cold embrace. ROTK will live through this one. There's no way EG can threaten him any further. Charge comes in. Oh, RTK sneaks one step ahead. Now PPD's going to be threatened. The cast bounces to him. CTY going to pull him back even further. Bond with the vacuum and the shackle shot. They now go for CTY. Winter's curse to cancel it, but PPD still gets the kill. Now Fear moves forward with the extra damage he has and chases away the rest of EHOME. PPD on the hunt, but decides to cancel that charge. Evil Genius is playing pretty disciplined.
They don't have to continue to go for this, and I don't think they should. They're just going to back off. There's no reason to waste the Aegis at this point, and EHOME want to continue to chase for this because...
Push down these towers, both between Fear as well as Sumail. Shackle shot actually latching there. CTY going to be threatened. He will have enough time to make a ball lightning jump, but he's still charged. He will be able to make a TP. No! BBD gets there in time, and CTY is down for the count. Are basically doubling down on the first 35 minutes of the game with every single one of their item choices. The Orchid in particular says that to me. I have an advantage. I'm going to build that advantage even further instead of itemizing late game. DDC almost getting picked off the vacuum. You will be enough to be able to finish him. The Orchid being placed on CTY, but EG do not want to be running through that wall unless PPD comes in through the side.
He's looking for the blink shackle.
Grabs it. Oh, and he grabs both, but EG not able to capitalize on that one. Can't dive past that tier 2 tower. Still very disciplined play by them. Knowing, especially since they're trying to double down on their advantage and dominate the first 35 minutes of the game, they cannot afford to make a dive. Can't afford to give up too much time for EHOME. They've got a Storm Spirit who's about to pick up, his level 3 ball lightning. He also has the Orchid in hand. The Phantom Lancer, despite him being shut down in farm, you give him this much time, he will eventually find a way. Lana going to be the target here. Blink in from Sumail, while Evil Genius's Fear is actually aiming towards that tier 3 tower. Bit by bit, taking it down with the ultimate. YJ spams him back. This is one of the big advantages of Winter Wyvern support, especially. His nuke is actually insane for defending against these kind of pushes. Splinter Blast after Splinter Blast. We throw in the way of EG.
20k is no laughing matter, but still, you can even extend it further. Like, there's still room to grow for EG if they want.
I love this. With the smoke up, it doesn't look like it's actually going to work here, but EG kind of putting the Razor on the front lines there in the bottom lane, and then smoking up and kind of moving around into the middle lane, seeing if they could catch anybody. Sumail's actually going to be caught here by CTY.
Oh, he doesn't have the Aegis.
They're going to commit heavily for that one. They knew the Aegis expired. Great opportunity.
Allows them to deal damage at the same time, but
yeah.
EG, they're starting to group up as 5. They know for a fact that there's very limited vision on this EHOME, who just can't ever leave their base. There is a gem on their side, but it's on DDC and he can't get too aggressive.
EHOME start backing up at the perfect time. The 4-man smoke was looking for a pick off in the middle lane, but they're actually going to find it now in top lane. If they can get both here, this will be huge. DDC just gets melted immediately by Sumail. CTY's going to jump in immediately. Oh, we asked for the Bloodstone Suicide. YJ, incredibly important. He gets out of this one. Shuriken comes in. Mac actually keeps him alive, but not good enough. Sumail still fights the damage. Lana's going to be caught as well. The Shackle Shot catches him. And ROTK, he's sitting there going, what can I do, guys? You got to force the buybacks. Evil Geniuses are now going to push uphill. And EHOME, they only have a buyback on the Storm Spirit and the Witch Doctor. There will be no Phantom Lancer for this fight.
Yeah, Sumail's just going insane right now.
There goes the Winter's Curse. Sumail's kind of caught here. CTY is going to make the large jump. They managed to back him into. ROTK definitely needs to get off the Supernova and does. Sumail's going to fall. And now EHOME on the pursuit. They're going to try and catch some more, but they've only just gotten Sumail. Still a gigantic kill. CTY just runs out of mana, unfortunately, unable to pursue for more. Still, though, they rebuffed Evil Geniuses, and that's so incredibly important.
I mean, the question is, did they get enough out of that, though? I'm not actually sure, but I assume they're going for it just because in case he gets Winter's Cursed up, Sumail can just sit in the background and the Razor can just go for the high ground assault with his ultimate twice. That's probably the reasoning here. So Fear gets sent up and then just goes for it.
Yeah, that Aghanim Scepter and the Wind Run hasn't been enough. The Cask doing some serious work against EG right now, but it's not really enough of an opportunity. EHOME are just more focused on drawing for time here. The Phantom Lancer is pushing up that top lane. He's going to try and claim the tier 2 tower before EG push uphill. Evil Geniuses, though, not likely to let that one happen. CTY just zips right on through. And
this is such
back.
a deep dive.
And they're going in a bit too deep. They're going to focus. Good control. Evil Geniuses not diving in too deep, realizing what was happening. Back up, immediately focus down that tier 3 tower. The range Rex is going to go down as well now. And EHOME still have yet to really force that initiation. Looks like they're trying to wait this one out. Lanham's going to be caught here. Blink forward by Sumail, immediately orking it up. But what a great vacuum wall! Catches in for PBD, charges going for RTK, trying to lock down that Phoenix ahead of the Supernova. He will not be able to get it up. Winter Curse played onto Fear. He's going to be dropping low here, but he does have that Aegis to work around. Evil Geniuses start backing themselves up. EHOME got to be careful as they pursue because Sumail is already ready to go. Pouncing with the shackle shot. CTY gets saved. There goes Snake, but CTY still falls. The egg explodes immediately. And Evil Geniuses have just taken down 3 with no buyback, have 5 still up, and are ready to go for the second. No, they're going to go straight for the tier 4s. They want to end this game right here, right now, and they have the perfect opportunity to do it. A 4th down, Winter Wyvern dead, and JJ is the call. Evil Geniuses will move on to the next round. They're heading to the upper bracket finals.
Sumail at the end of this game, from start to finish, just goes absolutely ham. His team just patting him on the back. They realize what he just did for them, absolutely dominating that mid lane. Just goes ham when he decides to go for the ganks. And I mean, congratulations to EG as they advance on the back of that Sumail Wind Ranger.